Okay. So welcome back to another session of the Relaxing Fertility Yoga sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. So my name is Julie, and just as always, there are a few reminders and invitations for these classes. So firstly, just to say, I know that typically women come to these sessions, but if you have a male partner that wants to join you, or even if there's a dude on his own that wants to do the yoga and a female partner might not want to, guys are more than welcome also in these sessions. And then my invitation to you really is also always the same, which is that I just want to invite you to practice with kindness to your body and to yourself, and maybe try to just see this hour as an opportunity to just let go, just to be with your breath, to be with your body, to be with this moment exactly as it is, and to let that be enough. So to spend 1 hour just letting it be enough, exactly as it is, because our reality is very much shaped by our mindset. So we live often in mentalities of scarcity. We worry about not having enough. We worry about not being enough. You can think about it. If the first thing you do in the morning is you wake up and you think, I didn't get enough sleep, or I don't have enough time. There's never enough time. It puts our mentality as a type of mentality where there's always a race, but the truth is there's no end to the race. So it's like we can't win the race. If there's not enough, if there's never enough, or if there's a fear of that not enough-ness. And I say this from my own experience as well. Like I have to deal with these same issues. And so sometimes it feels daunting to when we start a practice, whether it's meditation or yoga or just trying to be a little more grateful. It can feel daunting when we have years of habitual thinking and patterns. And so, again, maybe take this 1 hour to let it be sufficient, to let it be enough, to go, okay, what is it to just be here and to just breathe and to accept my body exactly as it is right now and to be happy with what I have right now, to be content with what I have right now, just for 1 hour. We can put the rest aside. So that's my usual invitation anyway for these sessions. So today we'll focus a bit on ways to open up and stretch the lower back. Spend a little time also with the shoulders. These are really common parts of the body for people to carry stress. And in yogic terms, when we think about the lower back, it is very much deeply connected to the front of that, which of course is your abdomen and your reproductive system. So anything where we're working through this area is only a good thing to release the tension that can get carried there, that can be carried there. So, okay. So to start, you can either sit or lie down, and also just a reminder that you can use any props you have available to you. So whether those are yoga props or just things you have at home like cushions and blankets. So please always feel free to have a blanket or anything like that with you. So I'd recommend lying down, especially for those of you that are doing it live, because it is a Thursday evening, which might mean that you are finishing a day, or you've just finished a day at work, and maybe you've been sitting at a desk all day. And just to point out one more time, I leave Italy tomorrow. I'm at my partner's parents' house in Italy, and this is as I showed you last week, this is the mat that I was able to find, which has some pretty rad drawings on it. I'm just saying, in case it's your first time joining, this is not my normal yoga mat. Okay? This is something pretty special. In my in-law, well, I'm not married, but my in-laws kind of attic area. Okay. So, coming down onto the back. Couple things here. So if you have tension in the lower back, when you lie on your back flat, especially flat on a floor, like a wood floor, hard floor, bending your knees is always going to feel better than extending the legs fully, or not always, but typically will feel better than extending the legs fully out, just because a full leg extension will put a little bit of pressure there. That being said, if you've got a pillow, like a big thick pillow or yoga bolster that you can pop under your knees. I don't have one here, but if you have one, you can do that. And then that's a really nice way also to lie down. So either knees bent or a pillow or a bolster under the knees or legs extended all the way out. Just whatever feels better for you is absolutely what's right. Okay? And then once you come down, let's take a few rolls of the shoulders. So we're going to inhale, roll the shoulders up, and exhale them down and back. And again. One more. And just relax the shoulders down. Relax the hands either facing up or down. Close your eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And once you've sighed out a few times, just let your natural breath take over again. Notice your breath. Notice where it lands in the body. And throughout this practice, I just want to invite you to notice anything and everything without judgment. So there's no need to label your experiences as good or bad. They all are just part of what exists right now. And then take the awareness and bring it to your face. And just start to soften the brow. Relax down along the corners of the eyes and the corners of the mouth. Loosen the jaw. And let's add a little relaxation technique in here. So take your hands and bring them together above your chest and just start to rub your palms together, trying to bring some heat into your hands. And if you're like me and you have notoriously cold hands, just do the best that you can with this. Then bring your palms over your closed eyes. And just allow yourself to sigh out a few times. And gently roll your hands away. And relax the shoulders. Sigh out any last times you might like to sigh in these moments. And then from here, take the awareness and mindfully bring it to the breath. And we're going to start to increase the depth of the breath. So we're going to inhale through the nose and take the breath down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. Exhale out the nose. And feel the belly roll back towards the spine. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And then deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest. Slowly expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. And let's take about 3 to 5 more rounds of slow, deep breath here. And for those of you familiar with the Ujjayi or the ocean wave sounding breath, please feel free to also come into that. But if you're not sure what that is, don't worry right now. And see if you can really just follow that wave of your breath, the inhale and the exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just letting the mind anchor into this deep, relaxing breathing. And again, about 3 to 5 breaths here. And start to mentally ready yourself for movement. And just in your own time, in your own way, draw some movement back into your body. Just let yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh. And start to bring yourself back to a centered position on your back. And then bend your knees. And I'm just a little chilly. I don't know what the weather's like in the UK right now, but I have to say it's actually kind of depressing here in Italy today. In southern Italy, it's a bit cold and wet. So, all right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the floor at a hip distance stance. And then we're very lightly in a moment going to tap the lower back, and it's just this kind of patting on the floor. But it's not, you're not being masochistic and just slamming your back against the ground. This is more of an energy-based activity, so it's just a little bit of tapping. So we just pick up lightly and we tap, tap, tap the lower back down onto the ground. Again, just this tap or pat. And we just take a few like that. And this is a technique I learned from a guy who is an amazing Thai yoga massage practitioner. He studied massage in Thailand he's been going for decades, and he studied he's lived in India for like 10 years. He's an older guy, so this is just one of his little tricks. Okay, so just take a couple more seconds of that tapping. And then go ahead and really relax the back down. Oh, and if you suddenly feel like sighing, let yourself sigh. Sometimes even these simple movements can cause blocked energy just to kind of change or need releasing. All right. And then from here, take your arms out into just trying to see how far I'll scoot over a little. So take your arms out to a T with the palms facing up. And the knees are bent. And then from here, we're going to pick the left hand up and roll over onto the right side so that the left hand is coming down on top of the right, and then just the right side of the head is facing down. Then we're going to just slide that left arm a little bit further. So you're just sliding it out past the palm, and hopefully you're going to feel a little bit of a stretch there into the shoulder. And then we're slowly going to roll back through center, and then just keep rolling right on over to the other side. So then that right hand is coming down on top of the left, and then you're sliding it across. And then we roll back through the center. Now, once you have come back to center, draw the arms down to the sides of your body. Keep the feet at that hip distance stance with the toes squared forward. And then imagine that you have puppet strings between your wrists and the front of your hips. And you're going to press through your feet and inhale, lift the hips, lift the pelvis, lift the arms, taking the backs of the hands all the way to the earth behind you as you lift up. And then exhale, draw your arms and draw your lower back down to the earth again. And we're just going to do that about 4 more times. So we press through the feet. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the pelvis, lift the arms. And exhale, slowly take it back down. Let's do it again. And we take 2 more. And just move with your breath. Don't worry about my pace. If I go faster or slower than you, it's okay. So we're just merging the breath and the movement as we start to warm the back up. So we inhale, we lift the hips, we lift the pelvis, we lift the arms. And we exhale and release. And then when next you come down, just go ahead and stay there, make any adjustments you need to make so that it feels natural to be like this. And then we're going to do some very basic, gentle pelvic twists. So twists, oh my God, pelvic lifts, sorry, we're not doing any twists. My brain has like stopped functioning fully in English, I have to say, in the last 2 weeks because I've been here mostly alone with my partner's parents. It's a very long story, but he hasn't been here. He's working abroad. So anyway, my brain is like really mixed up. So we're going to start to, on the exhale, we're going to ground the lower back and point the pelvis so that it's like as if the tailbone is pointing up between the legs. And then we're going to exhale and round so that you're creating a little bit of space underneath your back. And then it's like the tailbone is pointing down. So we inhale, lift, and exhale, round. And again. And let's go 3 more. And then just go ahead and relax the back to a neutral position. And then from here, draw the knees in towards the chest, hug your legs, give them a squeeze. You can even say thank you legs or just mentally thank your legs because they really do a lot for you all the time. And we're going to take the hands and bring the hands onto the knees, right to right, left to left. Draw the knees in towards the chest. And then circle the knees away from each other and back together again. So we go down, out, and all the way back up. And then go in the opposite direction. So what this is doing is this is increasing the synovial fluid or the lubricant in the hip joint. And your hips, we've talked about this before, but the hips really do take such a beating as far as our modern way of living. And the hips are deeply energetically connected also when we're talking about the emotional body. And then of course when we're talking about things like the lower back even, the hips are physically very connected to the lower back, so anything where we're also helping the hips is good. Okay, so one more of these. All right. And then go ahead and place the soles of the feet onto the floor. We're going to do just a couple more things before we move from this floor position. So from here, what I would like you to do is keeping things pretty simple tonight. Imagine that you have a little dollop of paint on your nose and you're going to paint some spirals on the ceiling. So you're going to just really let the back of your head rest on the earth. And then start with some very small circles and then gradually spiral them wider and wider so that your chin is tucking down in towards your chest and then your head is rolling out towards the sides. But we have this totally supported head here, so it's not so bad on the neck. And go the other way. Start to make it smaller again. And gradually take it all the way back to center. And then from here, draw the arms to the sides of your body, so the sides of your torso, and your feet are coming to a hip distance stance and squared forward. And you know what, tonight, I know we've been keeping it really calm, really gentle. I want to add a dynamic movement into this next bit because it's great for strengthening the lower back and opening the hips simultaneously. It's good for your bum too, which never hurts. So we're going to inhale, lift the hips, lift the pelvis. And then from here, interlace the fingers and walk the shoulder blades together under the body so that you're, again, interlacing the fingers, taking the palms towards each other. They don't have to touch, but just facing each other. And again, walk the shoulder blades in. And we squeeze and lift up into this bridge pose, up into Setsu Bandhasana. We're just going to first start by taking a few deep breaths there. So again, a reminder, poses like this, actually, they're not just for the muscles and the bones, but this is good for your kidneys, for your adrenals, for your thyroid. Okay, now that dynamic movement. We're going to take the knees out towards the sides so that we're really pressing through the outside edges of our feet. Okay, so it's a butterfly. And then we're going to take an inhale there. And then we're going to exhale and drive the legs back up into bridge. And we exhale out the mouth. So we inhale, take the legs wide. And your bum and your lower back should start to feel this. Few more. Okay, a little more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we lift it all the way up. And then exhale, unwind. Take your back down to the earth, take the shoulders down, and draw the knees in towards the chest again, hug the legs. Take a moment just to sigh out there. Okay. I know we're doing a lot on the back tonight, but I do want to do just a couple more things here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do something called banana pose, or even better in the Sanskrit, which isn't really Sanskrit because I'm sure they didn't call it banana or pose 4,000 years ago. But bananasana, or banana pose, is what we're going to do now. So from here, wow, this mat also makes some awesome sounds. Okay, so what we're going to do is extend both legs out. And then take the arms up into the sky. And then flatten your hands like you're holding the ceiling up. Take your left hand behind your right and just hold the right wrist with your left index finger and thumb. It doesn't have to be a deep squeeze. You're just, again, holding your hands like so, just one around the back. There we go. So left hand is holding the right. Then we're going to draw the arms down like that to the sides of the head so that the back of the left hand is now coming down onto the floor. Then we're going to slide and walk the shoulders over to the left. So now it's like the left arm is drawing the right side across to the left side. And likewise, we're going to walk the heels a little bit towards the left and then lift the left foot and hook it over the right. So it's like the left side is just saying, hey, right side, come over here with me. Okay, so just opening the right side of the body up into this crescent shape, becoming a banana. And take a few deep breaths here. Anytime you're opening like this, a lateral opening like this is both good for your spine, but also for your breathing. So because what this does is it stretches your intercostal muscles, which are between your ribs. And not only is this good for our practice, but actually taking deep breaths is really great for your nervous system and for physiologically calming down your body. So by doing stretches like this, where we're opening sideways, we're actually in this roundabout way helping the nervous system as well, because it just, again, it allows us to bring a little more oxygen into the body, which in turn has a really positive effect on the body. Take another breath here. And then slide and walk everything back to center. Take a big stretch on one. And then take your arms back up into the sky. Before we take it to, you know what, no, never mind. Let's take it to the other side. So now we're going to take the right hand behind the left. Draw the arms down again. This time the right side is going to return the favor to the left. So now we're going to slide and walk the shoulders towards the right, walk the legs over towards the right, and then hook hook the right foot over the left. So now the right leg and right arm are drawing the left side over towards it. And again, we take some deep breaths here. Take another breath here. And slide and walk back through center. Oh, and take a big, big stretch back. And then draw the knees in towards the chest again, hug the legs. And then let's cross the ankles, tuck the chin in towards your chest, and just get enough momentum that you can rock all the way up to seated. Okay. And then once you have come up to seated, let's keep going forward. So we take the hands out in front of us, and then we're going to walk it into onto hands and knees, but straight away back into a child's pose. So we're bringing the bottom back towards the heels, belly over or between the thighs, forehead down. Oh, and just sigh out. Let's take another breath there. And then from here, start to lift the head, lift the heart. And then we're going to just take ourselves all the way down now onto the belly. Okay. So we just are changing directions, going from back to front. So then we come all the way down onto the belly here. And then the tops of the feet are going to come to, or behind us at a hip distance stance. And let's just start with a very gentle sphinx. So just trying to make sure my angle's okay. Next week I'll be home again, or I'll go home tomorrow. So I'll be home with my normal lights and everything. So we've got the shoulders in line with the elbows. And then from here, we're going to send the chest forward, roll the shoulders back, open up through the chest. And we just take a sphinx. And take another breath there. And then we're going to start to bring it down, and we'll do a few things to help strengthen the lower back, and then we'll add a stretch into, or a couple stretches in for the back, the chest, the shoulders. So first, just take your arms down to the sides of your body. And bring, again, tops of the feet at a hip distance stance. And place one cheek on the floor. Oh, and even this, if you feel like sighing out, let yourself sigh. And turn your chin or your forehead to the floor in front of you. And from here, I want you to interlace the fingers behind your back, a bit like you did earlier in bridge. So your palms are coming towards each other. Tops of the feet are still flat on the floor for now. And again, chin or forehead are facing the floor in front of you. From here, you're going to take an inhale. And then exhale. I want you to lift everything up. So you're drawing your arms back, you're lifting your legs, you're lifting your chest. So we're coming up into a boat pose, or up into Navasana. So this is, again, a lower back strengthener. Now, the legs, I'm exaggerating, but the legs, they love to separate because it makes it easier. Try to keep your legs together, and then you're going to work your thighs a bit there as well. And it just occurred to me, I think that one of you emailed me and asked how long you can do this into a pregnancy. And I'm realizing in this moment I might not have responded. I've had a pretty intense couple weeks. Yes, you can do this kind of yoga through the first trimester. So that's okay. All right, so from here we're going to take an inhale. And then exhale, keep your legs up, but let your arms go free from each other. So now it's, I don't know, it's kind of like the Titanic moment, okay? So we're going to lift it up. And then take the arms out towards the T, keep squeezing the legs towards each other. And then making it really challenging. Take the arms all the way out in front of you, but don't let gravity bring you down. Keep up. And then we're in superhero. So be a superhero. You are a superhero. You're lifting up. And then our superheroes are going to go swimming. They're going to kick up and down. So they kick the legs up and down, up and down, up and down. So you're going to feel this in your lower back. This is a strengthener for your lower back. So we kick, 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 kick. And then inhale, lift. And exhale down there with your arms out front and your legs out back. Take your forehead down. Sigh out. And then from here, we're going to do a lower back strengthener. So in a moment, we're going to lift the opposite arm and leg. Now, just to say, anytime that you are lifting opposite arm and leg, that is great for your lower back. So we're going to do it here on the floor in just a moment. But there are many ways of doing this. Kind of harder ways are in tabletop, right? You can even do a standing variation with blocks. So I'm only mentioning that just because if you have a gym routine or you have some practices you do, it's just helpful to remember these things. Again, opposite arm, opposite leg, whether on your tummy, whether on your hands and knees, or whether standing with some support. That is a fantastic lower back strengthener. Strengthener and stretch all in one. So what we're going to do is take the arms out front, legs out back. Okay. And then we're going to inhale, lift the right arm and the left leg. Now, you can either keep your forehead down, or if you get a little claustrophobic, you can lift your head. They offer slightly different things, but it's not enough, in my mind, to make it so that you have to keep the head down. Head down is slightly more aligned for the back. And then exhale, take it down. And inhale, take it up to the other side. And I want you to really lift and reach. So it's not a lazy kind of, I've done it. No, lift and reach, engage. Connect to your body, connect to your lower back. And take it side to side now at your own pace. So with your breath. So again, inhale, lift. And exhale down. And again. And down. And keep it going. Okay, take a couple more. And then release. From here, bend your right leg and take your right hand back to connect. And for a moment, you can actually just take the quadricep stretch, so the stretch into the front of your leg. So if you just let your left cheek rest on the floor, you can draw your right heel towards your right buttock with that right hand. And just stretch the quad. But then from here, we're going to take a variation on a half bow or Ardha Dhanurasana. So what you're going to do is you're going to flex Okay, no, sorry. You're either going to hold your right foot like so, or if you have a sensitive knee, you're going to flex your right foot. So you're going to flatten out that foot. And then you turn to square forward, chin or forehead on the floor in front of you. Take an inhale. And then exhale, lift up. So I call this Cupid pose. I have no idea what it's actually called. It's just a variation on bow. But we're going to lift everything up. Lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the chest. And then exhale, gently release it down. Let's just do a simple swap. So take the right arm out, right leg back, swap to the left side, and we start with that quadricep stretch. So tell you what, I was at that retreat where I teach. It's a juice fasting retreat where I teach. We don't juice fast as staff while we're there because we spend so many weeks a year there, but we don't eat enough either for sure, and it's a lot of exercise. So 2 weeks juice fasting, not really fasting, but juice fasting retreat, working your butt off. And then 2 weeks in Italy not doing any exercise other than a few online classes and being with my Italian semi-in-laws who, you know, it's Easter and they just eat. It's like the most yin-yang month ever. My body doesn't know what's happened to it. Okay. And then let's come up into that half bow. Again, you can flex the foot if you have a sensitive knee. And then we're going to take an inhale. Exhale, lift everything up. Right arm, right leg, left leg, opening the chest. Breathe. All right, and then exhale. Slowly bring everything down. And then from here, we're going to, I think we might have done this pose last week. We're going to come into our crocodile, which doesn't sound like an appealing pose, but is actually a really nice pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend the elbows out to the sides and stack the hands in front of us. But when you stack the hands, in a moment, we're going to take the head down. And when we take the head down onto the hands, just take the third eye point, this point between your eyebrows, just kind of at the bridge of your nose. Take that point down onto a knuckle, just so you get a little bit of stimulation of that point. Usually it should feel quite nice. It's just an added bonus. So again, stack the hands, and then try to situate your third eye point onto a knuckle. I usually use the index knuckle. And just really let yourself relax there. If your feet naturally splay, just let them. Take a couple more breaths there. And then from here, start to lift the head, lift the heart. take your hands to the sides of your chest and then gently press up and back. But rather than come into a child's pose, just start to bring yourself up onto hands and knees so that your bottom is coming, or your hips are coming in line with your knees. And then from there, you're going to come down onto your forearms and then keep taking the arms all the way out in front of you, so that you're coming into a puppy pose. So like a dog in a play bow. And this is just for the shoulders and the upper back. And then gently walk yourself all the way back up onto hands and knees. Curl the toes under behind you and start to walk yourself back so that you can just kind of gradually stand up, but keep your knees soft, okay? And then we're going to hang forward for a moment here, just coming up towards standing. And then inhale. Take the fingertips up. I realize I'm kind of going off the screen here, but it's okay. We're not going to stay here for long. So we're going to take the fingertips up to the shins, and we're going to bring the chest parallel to the ground and straighten the legs. Take an inhale. And then exhale, hinge forward from your hips, hang the head, hang the arms. So now we're stretching from the heels all the way to the back of the neck in Uttanasana, or a standing forward fold. Oh, and let yourself sigh. It doesn't matter if your hands are on the floor. Don't feel that you ever have to force that. You have to force nothing. It's just, if your hands are up in the air, that's totally fine. It's where your body's ready to go. That's it. Okay. And then we're going to take hold of opposite elbows and opposite hands and gently sway side to side. Back and forth. Let the hips sway. All right. And then rock back to center. And slowly ragdoll your body all the way up. So you're coming all the way up to standing. We're not actually going to stay at standing. Just take a moment to sigh out here. And then from here, just something to play with. Cross one leg in front of the other. It doesn't really matter which. Cross one in front of the other. And then see if you can just let yourself sit down. So again, we cross and we start to bend the knees and we come down. And again, don't worry if maybe that doesn't happen. It's just something to play with. Then, I mean, don't think I can do it in socks. If you really, really want to start to play, you can play with then, I'm scared on the wood floor. You can start to try to push your body up without your hands. So you can play with the up and down of the cross legs. Carefully. All right, so once you've come back to seated, we're going to do a couple last stretches here and then just close in seated today. Usually we close relaxing on the back, but because we spent so much time on the back I must have said this morning, at the start of the session, we'll give it a little rest. So from here, super simple stretch. We're just going to take the left hand and bring it to the right ear, and that right hand can just rest on the knee. And never anything masochistic. You're not forcing your body in any way, but we're just then tipping the head towards the left shoulder, and we're sitting up tall. I think the angle's maybe not perfect where I'm sitting to show you, but we're then tipping the head towards, taking the left ear towards the left arm, or God, I really can't speak anymore. Left ear towards the left shoulder. And then take a very slight turn of the head down. Just looking towards the floor on that left side, but just very slight. So you hopefully should be feeling a stretch across the side of the neck there. Okay. And gently take it all the way back to center. And then we're going to just do it to the other side. So right hand coming to the left ear, right side of the head tipping to the right shoulder, and then a slight turn down of the head. Very slight. Take it all the way back up through center. And then from here, just take any last little movements that would feel good to your body in this moment. And then find a nice tall seated position. Sigh out a few times. And then close your eyes. And in your mind, in your awareness, offer a genuine thank you to your body for all the ways that it moves you through life. Likewise, offer a thank you to yourself, which can be hard, but for all your resilience, your persistence, the fact that you continue to move forward no matter what adversity comes before you. And it comes before everyone, just in different ways. So just remind yourself right now that you are a resilient being, and honor that energy in yourself, that strength. And take your hands into prayer in front of your heart. And gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice in this earth. And thank you all so much for coming this evening. Stop the recording.